with large windows, you're probably better off going for radiators in the living rooms, because you do need some radiant heat to be comfortable at an air temperature of, say, 20, which is where the Passive House standard involves certifying the house as being compliant at an average house temperature of 20, which is out. And surprisingly, people who live in well-insulated houses often find that the temperature of 20 is too cool. This is
23 is the rock number, isn't it?
Well, in the past, everyone thought that 20 was luxurious, and to have the whole house at 20 was unbelievable luxury, because
too soft now.
Because the average temperature in the UK dwelling stock is still only about 17 centigrade averaged over the whole house, and some houses are kept at 21, so a lot of houses are kept at very, very cold, especially in the rural areas. So I think if you want a decent standard of comfort, you're probably better off fitting radiators, and that will be the permanent solution in this house, but it won't be a radiator in every room. There will just be a radiator on the wall in this end of the house, and another radiator on the wall in the living room, the other end of the house, because it's the experiments I've done show that with a small heat source at two ends of the house in severe weather, it's comfortable, and there's very little air temperature variation between rooms. If you just liberate half the heat this end of the house and half the other end, I think if you had a small house, you could probably heat by one radiator, but you probably also want, if you're designing houses for other people, to provide heat in all the bathrooms, because people in other European countries now expect a temperature of 23 to 24 in the bathroom, and 20 to 22 in the minimum in the living areas.
So what about underfloor heating, or is that just not worth the expense because you don't need the heat?
Well, my belief is that it's not worth the expense if you've got a well-sealed house, because it's really important to have radiant heat in uninsulated drafty houses, because the radiant heat of a very hot radiator covering the area under all the windows helps to keep the radiant temperature up, and it helps to neutralise the cold, having the cold downdrafts from the windows.
Yeah.
We also find, or I found with our clients, that having underfloor heating, large windows, you get a nice sunny day, but you've programmed the underfloor heating. Yeah.
Yes.
You've got this.
Yes.
Then you've got to dissipate the energy, so the heat recovery system is working overtime, or they're going to open all the windows.
Which it's not meant to do, really, obviously.
And so you go back to zero.
Did you not say, David, the boiler that you need for this is just 2 or 3 grand for the very top, latest, best boiler?
Well, I think any
or the system, I should say.
Any gas-fired boiler should be about two grand installed, and that the boiler alone I would expect to be about 2 grand installed for a Wiesmann boiler, which is the reason I'm probably installing a Wiesmann is not that they're the top of the range, but that they're the only company which warrants their boiler for use with solar preheated water, because there will be an experimental solar heating system for the hot water based on experience in Canada and the USA, and that will just supply either very hot or lukewarm water to a combi boiler in the utility, in the outside WC, and that will avoid having any storage within the house. The only water storage will be in the solar heating system. In fact, in the incoming pressurized water coil, which will be oversized copper pipe. And by doing the storage that way, you avoid Legionella rules. There's no, if your only storage is in the incoming pressurized water, you're not you're not presenting a risk of Legionella. It gets very complicated, but I think these complications are why there's only one boiler manufacturer who will allow me to do what I want.
And he's probably fibbing as well.
Sorry?
He's probably fibbing as well.
Well, then the Rolls Royce of boilers. I didn't even want a Rolls Royce. I wanted a sort of.
Don't say that. He wants a discount from them.
Pardon?
Don't say that. He wants a discount from them. So.
I want to talk a little bit about structure.